Hello and welcome. I am Excited. This is my podcast. Rob is here. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Tracy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm top of the morning.
This is
Absolutely
our
wonderful.
second time doing this
Yeah.
because I guess I messed up the first time. My bad. So, as I was saying, that nobody else knows, we had a completely different topic for today's podcast. Completely different. And at the very last second, literally the last second, I called Rob and said, I have a different idea. You want to do this? And so he said yes. And I have to warn you that usually when I do that, it goes really bad. Yeah,
oh,
that like monsters versus superhero one didn't.
no, no, no. Don't be wrong.
that that one wasn't good, Rob. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about how scary movies, the things in scary movies, or just movies, and superstitions have altered the way we do things in life. So I'll give an example. For instance, I do not like to go into the ocean. I do not want to be eaten by jaws. So you'll never see me. Now, I do, that's a lie. I have swam in the ocean. I did go to Hawaii, but they have it like I went at low tide so I could make sure that no, you know, 20-foot shark was coming my direction. Although I did find about a 2-foot shark, but he was more afraid of me than I was of him. So I did do that. But in general, dark water, also because of the creature from the Black Lagoon. You won't find me in it. So those are two things that have altered my life since childhood that I will now to this day still not do. How about
but
you,
sh-
Rob?
I'm the same. I don't like deep water. And I have done a lot of swimming in the sea. But when you talk about sharks, they like the two colours sharks. They're dark on top and they're light underneath, which basically means if you're looking down into the sea, you can't
Yeah.
see them. If you're looking up, you can't see them. So
Hmm.
basically, sharks are designed basically to just f you up.
Well, I don't know what sharks you're looking at, but I've never seen a shark that was black and white.
Well, they're like a dark blue, aren't they? And then they're very pale underneath. They're not all the same colour.
I think are they not?
No, they're not. I think I may be right here.
See, I've never even taken the time to look long enough. I'm gonna look this up, Rob.
Ask your husband.
Oh, my husband is sleeping right now.
Oh, right, okay. Well, go and wake
Yeah,
him up.
he's missing this entertainment, this deep thinking conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna look up like just like a great white shark. Okay,
Yep.
um, you too at home can look up great white sharks if you feel free to. Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, they're gray and then like lighter gray on the bottom. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
I get you. I get you. Oh, I didn't realize that, Rob.
That's so you can't see them in the bleeding water.
Oh, those bastards. It's one more reason for me not to go in the ocean. I always see these surfers and they're like losing limbs, and they say, the reporter says, "Is this going to stop you from surfing?" And I was like, "No." No, if that doesn't stop you, God help you. You've gotten your message.
I mean, a lot of surfers though aren't really with it, are they? Let's be honest.
Well, it's I I was gonna say something about imbibing and things, but I won't get monetized. So
No, no, yeah, but people, I think people can read between the lines of what we're
yeah,
trying to
but I
say.
think surfing kind of spans a lot of different. I don't know. It's just not for me. No, thank you. Okay, so what have you seen in a movie or something, or what's it? That was brilliant, Tracy. What's the word I'm looking for, Rob?
I have no idea.
Like an old wives' tale. Uh,
Do you mean
like throw
something that
salt
would
over your shoulder. What is that?
superstition?
Thank you. I drew a blank. I have COVID brain. It's,
Okay.
it's mush now. Okay, so what for you?
Well, it's like going into the well. It's not so much. Um, it's not so much what I've seen in a movie, but it has been in lots of movies. But when you go down that dark alley at night,
Yeah,
where you look down the alley and you think to yourself,
this is where I die.
"This is where I die." And I've seen this on loads and loads of films, but um, I'll just walk down there anyway because obviously it's not real. Because them other 14 people that just died walking down the alley in the last 10 years, you know, it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me.
That's what everybody says, Rob. Wouldn't be walking down those dark alleys. How about this? When I think something is visiting my house and it starts with a D and ends with
Right?
an mon,
Okay.
I will bring out a cross so fast it'll make your head spin. Not not like not like in the movies. Or put salt all over everything. I carry that on the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, I can't really. I mean, I'm obviously because I'm Catholic. My house has got. Put it this way: there's more crosses in my house than there is in St Paul's Cathedral.
Why so many crosses? Is
Oh,
that a Catholic thing?
yeah,
Are you afraid of vampires?
I'm, yeah. I'm afraid of vampires and it's the garlic as well. It's starting to get a bit smelly. I don't know. We have to
Yeah,
change it.
allergies. Well, okay, so um, you know, I think that I check the back seat of my car if I go out there in the dark
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that the other day.
because there's going to be a killer back there. So
And it
that
always
I've carried on
lock.
for my whole life. But
I'm a big bloke, and I still, when I go out in the car, lock the car, all the four doors, and the
oh, I do
boot and
too.
everything.
Oh, I do too because I'm going to get hijacked, carjacked.
But obviously, I live out in the country in Cornwall. Excuse me, and when I'm, it's not so much, it's not so bad now because obviously it's summer and it's light nights and light mornings and stuff. But in the winter, when it's dark, when I'm going to pick the girls up or I'm going to drop the girls off and I'm coming home and I'm
Mm-hmm.
driving down these country lanes, I don't like the idea of you not being able to see the sides of the car and who's
Mm.
there, so I
Oh,
could just jump
yeah.
out. And it's like a single track lane.
Yeah,
Some deranged lunatic could just jump out,
right.
or the
Yeah.
beast of Bodmin Moor could just jump out. And
I'm afraid to walk in dark parking lots because somebody always gets kidnapped from a dark parking lot. I'm afraid of the dark. Like
you're afraid of the
outside.
dark?
Yeah, outside, not in my house. I like it to be pitch black, as like my heart in the house, but outside, I'm not a big fan because everything bad happens in the dark. Ghosts, werewolves, vampires, zombies. They can be in the day. Rapists, you know,
Yeah,
that type of thing.
but it's.
Are you?
I think that superstitions. It doesn't necessarily. I'm the most superstitious person ever.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, I like to. Well, I don't like to, but I am really aware of everything. I mean, I did a video the other week, a little one about superstitions,
Uh huh.
and there's so many superstitions. It's a wonder I go out the house.
You know, but the thing, you know what you don't do? Here's what's weird. You do all these superstitions, but you don't do this one that I make you do.
Hey,
Knock on wood, Rob.
I
We'll
always knock
say
on wood.
we'll say something, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, knock on wood, Rob." You, yes, that's. I need to hear it like that. Yeah, I'm so superstitious. If somebody, I would literally used to. Well, have been a volleyball coach, and I would carry a notebook for my lineups. Nobody cares, but I would take a piece of paper out and be like, "Knock on it." If I didn't have anything else wooden around, I don't. It would. I would never even try to give it a pass. Ah, that's fake. That's a
That's
superstition
something.
that affects my life every day.
That's something I do.
Really?
Knock. I do. I'm always saying knock on wood.
How is
I'm
that
always saying
possible?
knock on wood. Hmm?
Do I not always say this to you, or am I talking to a different Rob?
You always say it to me, but I always say it to you as well. If
Oh,
I'm saying something like I'm saying everything's going okay at the moment,
yeah,
knock on wood, it's gonna.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that. Do you know where that comes from?
Um, no.
It's because it's a Christian one. It's a Catholic Christian
Oh,
superstition about the cross, Jesus' cross.
oh, that was bad luck, though. Well, depends on how you look at it, I guess. Not for Christians.
But we knock on wood because it's wood was.
Weird, weird. I didn't know that, Rob. Thank you. Huh. Um, that is one that affects me, and I can't. I would say that other superstitions, I probably don't do on a regular basis. But you know what scares me because of movies?
What?
Getting out of the shower and wiping off a foggy mirror.
Yeah.
That scares me because the killer's behind me. I mean, duh.
Have you seen that clip? It's a really famous clip. I think it's a little Japanese girl. She sat in front of a mirror, but it's one of those mirrors, like a dressing table mirror, where it's got the mirror in front, then the two mirrors at the side,
Uh huh.
and she's looking. She turns around to look behind her, and her reflection turns around, and then she turns back, but her reflection doesn't, and it's still looking behind her.
I don't like that. That's not real.
Well, I don't know. It looks real.
Well, then I won't be doing that either. So there you go. What else? What other movie stuff has affected you? Is there anything? Like from when you were a kid and you first started watching scary movies? Like Masks. Thank you.
Maths is your thing, isn't it, more than mine?
Masks. Oh my God. Because of Jason and Michael, the Terror Brothers, I I can't I can't even go into a Halloween store and look at a wall full of masks. It just sends me like, blah, blah, blah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I can wear a mask, but um, we when we lived in Arizona, we had a big neighborhood, and everybody would go out together, take their kids in wagons and strollers and whatever, and we would walk all the neighborhood. And there were always this guy who would dress up with the Jason mask, and I went with this my best friend, and her husband was a Marine, and if you heard him tell you, he was the biggest, baddest Marine that ever existed. Except for when the guy with the Jason mask came out and he literally ran and screamed. And I sat there and held my shite together because I know if you react, that's who they're going to go for. So I always act like, that's no big deal. Inside, I'm crying like a small child.
Now,
No
the reason
masks.
I don't. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
See, the reason I don't like masks is a completely different reason to you.
Okay.
And it's to do with a film. It's to do with that Tom Cruise film, that a Nicole Kidman film, Eyes Wide
Oh,
Shut.
worst movie, by the way.
I I just did not like that film. It was just just I'm getting goosebumps thinking about the
So,
film.
so you don't like the masks because you didn't like the film, or because those masks creeped you out?
I think it's what the mask signified because you didn't know who anybody was.
Well, yeah, that's the bad part about masks. That's the scary part about masks. You
Yeah.
can't see expression. We judge a smile or the crinkle of an eye as, a friendly expression. Once you put a mask on, forget it.
See, that's what you don't. You've not been able to go out, but because I go out a lot
Uh,
with my mask,
uh-huh.
you can't tell if people are smiling and letting on.
Oh, but when I do go out, I squint my eyes so it looks like I'm smiling. I like overdo my eyes.
Yeah, but
So
it's
they,
really difficult because everybody's wearing masks.
yeah, but that's why I squint my eyes. I'm like a smile would be. You bring your cheeks up, squint your eyes, and either that or they think I'm in a great deal of pain. I don't know. One of those. Yeah, but yeah, I don't really haven't had the luxury of going out very much. I'm trying to think of some other. I'm trying to think of some other movies that have really had an effect on me. Oh well, of course, as everybody who's been around here for a while and listens to these podcasts knows, the sound of Godzilla
Oh
or the
God!
twisting of metal is.
excuse, excuse me.
You had a. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you,
Sorry,
bless
guys.
you.
Sorry. Allergy time in it for me. You know what I'm
It's that
like.
garlic.
Oh yeah. Turn that garlic down.
Mm.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knocking.
What was I telling you? Oh, the sound or that twisting metals when the transformers transform. That if I could, there was just a 5 minute spiel of those noises. That would be a scary movie to me. I just don't like it. I avoid that at all costs.
I still get from watching horror movies when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Um, I think at sort of the middle of my life, it didn't bother me, but it started bothering me again now. With the Insidious films and the Conjuring films, because of the violin playing, the really fast violin off key playing noise.
Yes.
Because when I was a kid, my dad used to go out and he used to babysit. I told you this story loads of times, and I used to babysit for my sisters, or my sister, and then my two sisters. I would be sat watching. He used to put a film on. Hammer House of Horror film on a Saturday night about 11 o'clock.
Yes, this, by the way, is Steve's going to be like, yes, I remember those movies. I love those movies because he always comments about these movies.
Yeah,
Bad Meerkat.
and my sister used to sleepwalk, but she was able to do it very quickly. She could either sleepwalk or transport herself to different rooms of the house when she was asleep because I never heard a sound of her doing it. And I'd be sat there in the dark watching this Wolfman or Dracula or whatever, or The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, for some reason, I'd just glance round and she would be stood there asleep.
Oh, oh.
And that still
Sleepwalking
today,
freaks me out.
yeah, that today, even today, scares me the thought of that.
Oh,
I used to have to walk her back to bed without trying to wake her up.
yeah. Oh, I don't like that. That would be freaky. I can't, I will not, because everybody knows this is the way to attract a demon. Put your foot outside the covers and hang it off the bed. Okay, that's like demon fishing, for one. Or my husband does this, and it I it drives me nuts because I keep trying to educate him and telling him that you can't leave the closet door open because the demons come out.
Do you remember that picture that put on the group that you didn't like? You don't know which one I'm talking about, do you?
Tell me, explain it to me.
It was a guy sleeping in bed, and
Yeah.
behind him was a demon. And the caption underneath said, "This is what happens when you turn around and face the wall."
Yes. I just did a I just put up a video yesterday, the day before, and it talks about this. Like, you know, don't put your feet out outside the bed. Don't put your back towards the door. Don't put your back towards the window. Don't put your back towards the wall. I don't know how you're supposed to sleep, but um it's just not good. But I keep telling him he'll leave the this is what he does. He goes to bed earlier than I do normally, and I don't know, for some reason he turns the light on in the closet and he leaves the door open a crack. And then I'll come along at some point and turn the light off, and then I'll close the door, and then he'll open the door a crack, and I'm like, "Why do you want the demons to kill me? Why are you asking for demons to come through a portal? I do not understand." Just shut the portal door, okay? Yeah, that to this day. And I wonder if that maybe started clear back in like Freddy Krueger. I bet it did. If I ever sleep and feel the coldness of my foot outside of the bed, oh my God, my body just gets a jolt of lightning through it. Let me tell you a story. Sorry, I know you think I talk too much. Whatever. Let me tell you a story, Rob. 2 nights ago, we had been talking and it was pitch black in the house. And I got off to go to bed. And I have a 100-pound Labrador. Please do not body shame her. The vet already did. Anyway, she's pitch black. Pitch black. And I'm sitting here in the pitch black, getting my phone together and whatever I'm going to take in my room. And she rubbed up, and I'm on a recliner. So my feet are like out, hanging out like they do. And she rubbed against my foot, and I screamed bloody murder because I couldn't see anything down there. I made a complete jackass out of myself. I scared her. Anyway, sorry. That's just a don't touch my bare feet.
You're such a baby.
Don't call me a baby, or I'm going to tell a story about you.
You wouldn't dare do that to me.
Oh, no. So, is there anything else? Is there any superstitions that, like, I actually intentionally walk on cracks?
I was just thinking about that. I'm not sure. I know I have heard the reason behind this, but I can't for the life of me remember.
Breaks your mother's back. Step on a crack, break your mother's back.
It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's weird. Do you ever throw salt behind you for good luck?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do that too.
All the yeah.
What other scary movie things? Like, I know people are afraid of, like, scary movies have made them afraid of clowns. I'm not afraid
Oh
of
yeah.
clowns.
No, I don't like clowns. I think that's to do with the math thing as well as
Oh,
because yeah, because you don't necessarily know. Well, look at John Wayne Gacy.
lovely clown.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm scared of clowns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see. That's why I think what makes people afraid of clowns. Plus, they've had like a lot of horror movies, like famously would be it, but a lot of horror movies where clowns are um, scary. I don't find them to be scary. I really don't have an opinion either way, to be honest.
Oh, and it's funny though. You haven't got a problem with clowns. Excuse me, but you don't like masks.
Well, I think it's because with a clown, I can still see their mouth and eyes. It doesn't look because even if with a mask on, the eyes look set back and dark, and I'm not a big fan.
I would never. I would never. Um, do you know like the Bloody Mary when you turn the light on and off in the bathroom?
Oh yes,
I wouldn't even want to risk that.
I would never do that, and I threatened the lives of my children if they ever did that. I mean, actually, I strongly discouraged it. I didn't want them bringing that shit into my house. It's scary. That's a good one. There was something I was going to say too, but then I got distracted by that. Oh, scarecrows.
Oh no, I don't
Um,
like them.
yeah,
Jeepers
when I
creepers.
was okay, so but when I was little, well, when I was like in the I don't know, fifth grade, I read this book called The Dark Night of the Scarecrow, and it was scary. And then they made a movie called The Dark Knight of Scarecrow, which wasn't based on the book at all. But there was a murderer loose, and of course, um, and there was a man who was mentally challenged, and anyway, the killer would he was the killer, and he would hide in the scarecrow. His parents would hide him in the scarecrow so nobody would know where he was because they knew he was killing people or something. I don't know. And so to this day, you will not see me walking past the scarecrow. I have written like 3 scarecrow stories on this channel. Nobody reads them. I think they're terrifying.
Mm,
I'm not a fan. So to this day, I will no. Scarecrows are a big ass no.
I don't like scarecrows.
You just don't know. It's like it goes back. I think it's the mask. Maybe my whole life is geared towards masks. I don't
I
know.
I don't know if I told you this story before. I when I go and pick the girls up, um, I have to go through this little village called Cold's Green, and basically it's about 30 houses and a school, and that's it.
Uh huh.
It's really beautiful, actually. It's a really beautiful little village. But what the school do um, in the at Christmas, they make um, figures like scarecrow type figures, but make them like Mary and Joseph and the wise men
Hmm.
and all stuff like that. And they put them along the road. They pin them up along the road.
Mm.
So anyway, I didn't know when I first moved in here. I didn't know that they used to do this. And I think I was going to hospital one morning. It was dark. It was in the winter, obviously coming up to Christmas. They put
Uh-huh.
them up at like the end of November time, up
Mm-hmm.
until Christmas and after. So to get through this village, you have to. I don't know if you have them in America, but you have to stop to let ongoing traffic come through, and then they have to stop to let you go through.
Four-way
So I,
stops.
pardon?
Like a four-way stop.
No, it's like it, it it makes it like a one way system. Only one, you have to
Oh,
wait.
got you. I got you. I, I don't think we might. I can't say for sure. I've never been on one, but okay.
So anyway, the where you stop to let the cars come through, there's some railings. So it was dark and it was wet and it was windy and horrible. And stopped the car, flashed my lights so the person could come through. And he came through and flashed his lights anyway. And I just looked to my left, and these two figures were stood there blowing in the wind and the rain. I nearly shit myself, literally. And I looked. I couldn't look. I looked away, and then I had to look back, and I thought, I'm hallucinating. I must be still tired or something. And it was Mary and Joseph. It was Mary and Joseph.
Oh no.
And then I thought, I can't believe it. So I carried on up the road again. Then I seen more. There was the three wise men, and then further up it was the shepherds. And I'm used to it now, but I purposely didn't tell the girls about
Oh
this.
no.
I said,
Oh no.
I've got a surprise for you.
Oh no.
And they weren't that pleased, to be honest.
They didn't really like that surprise.
No,
Selfish.
but I think what the problem is when they actually make the dummies or the models or whatever you want to call them, they must look quite good. But when they go out and it's windy and it's raining, they don't tend to look like that after a few days. They tend to look like something that somebody's dug up.
Merry Christmas. Merry Crisis. Oh my god.
Can you imagine if you had a crash and you had to fill out your insurance form? Why did you crash? Well, it was dark, and I got attacked by Mary and Joseph.
Out of nowhere came Mary and Joseph. Oh my god. Well, can you think of any other ones?
Um,
I think that might do it for me. I don't know. I don't think I
I
can
always
top
try
that
and
one.
I always try and if I ever see a house at night, if you ever see a house at night with a street light outside and
Hmm.
lit up, and there's a priest stood outside looking up at the house, I always tend to avoid that house.
That's weird because I do as well.
I always
What a coincidence.
tend to avoid it.
Talking about making your head spin.
Not
Yeah.
yourself. Oh,
What? Oh, I never want to eat split pea soup again. Anyway, I think that might be. I don't know. I'm sure that through the course of talking, uh, as we do, I'll come up with plenty more. I mean, we'll have to do another one of these. I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff that like I don't like walking by bushes. But maybe some of that's just plain ass safety.
What about the ladders? Do you ever walk under a ladder?
Yes. You know, my husband's in construction. If, at certain points of our life, if I didn't walk under the ladder, I wouldn't have been able to get through. You know,
Well,
when I was there,
that's a
like when we were
Christian one
building
as
our
well, you know.
house. That's what he said. Because of the Trinity.
Trinity, yeah, the four sides of
Why
the
did Christians
triangle.
do all these? Why did Christians do all these superstitions? I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It seems like it could cause. It seems like almost like a mental illness if you do too many of these. Don't you think?
Um, I don't know.
How do
It's
you
like when
how do you
you
get out your front door if you're throwing salt and burning sage and carrying your cross and all that stuff before you can even leave the house?
well, it's like if you go to mass before you can sit down, you have to crush yourself,
Oh,
and when you get up to go, you have to crush yourself,
okay.
and then obviously we can't do the holy water thing because I told you the other day and you thought it was hilarious for some reason. The the priest does it with his little incense shaker, and he sprays us. You stop laughing, it's serious. It's,
He sprays you with holy water.
you look like he's got a water pistol.
It's so funny. It would be cool if he did get a water pistol. That would be cool. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm hit! I'm hit!"
Anyway, so yeah, we.
Sorry.
I
Man
went
down,
to
man
shit.
down.
I went. I didn't tell you this actually. I went to mass last week with my
Yeah.
daughter,
Yeah.
and obviously we can't do communion as we used to do communion.
Oh yeah.
So he gives you the wafer, which is like a round wafer.
Yeah.
But I'm diabetic and I get a really really dry mouth, and I forgot to take a drink with me. And
You choked?
no, but what happened? He gives you the wafer. Give Keisha the wafer. Give me the wafer. You say amen.
He's putting
But
it in your mouth?
no, you take it. You take it with your hands.
Okay.
He gels his hands. Make sure his hands are clean.
Okay.
Then he gives you the wafer. Then you ingest the wafer.
You can't take little cup, teeny tiny, those little thimbles of wine?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, this bloody wafer. We shouldn't say that's communion. Well, the wafer got stuck to the top of my mouth because my mouth was really really dry, and I couldn't. It was stuck. Like I thought, I'm gonna have to go to fucking hospital and get this wafer removed.
Please remove Christ's body.
So I was trying to get it out with my finger, and I had to go home and get a hot drink because it dissolved it.
Oh my god.
What are you laughing at?
You should have asked the priest to spray some holy water in your mouth.
Oh, sorry. If any Catholics listen, I'm really, really sorry.
Okay, I'm glad you told me that.
It was horrible.
I imagine.
The bridge of the top of your mouth would get stuck with a wafer, and it was stuck solid.
Sorry you had to experience that, Rob.
He's just having a go at me for, why don't you bring a drink down? I'm like, oh,
You didn't know you were going to get choked by the body of Christ.
So anyway, that was my Sunday.
Well, it's like a fun Sunday.
Yay!
Maybe don't tell your priest that story. Or ask him to have some of that holy water handy. Just open your mouth like a carnival.
No, this Sunday coming, I'm going. I've not told you actually. I'm going to confession this Sunday.
Oh, shit. Are you going to be there the whole week, or?
And I'm not going to say, oh shit.
Are you going to be there for the whole week, or just a couple of days?
Just a few hours, I think.
Well, if you forget anything, call me.
Yeah. Can I phone a friend?
I'm open to it. Whatever gets you out. All right, Rob, let's wrap this up.
Sorry about Super. I don't know what's going on about. Sorry. If you listen to us, you'll know that we're lunatics.
Yeah. All right. This is some content. And if you want to like this video, that would be awesome. It'd be like charity. And if you want to subscribe, feel free to do that. It's totally free. Click that bell if you want to know when my content goes live. And good night to you.
Yeah, click that bell if you don't want to know when the content's coming out as well, so you can avoid it.
Good night, Rob.
Good night.